Hello everyone and welcome to this YouTube Masterclass webinar by Profile Tree. My name is Gabrielle and I'll be your presenter today. So it's actually a great coincidence that today's topic for our webinar is YouTube, as today we received our YouTube button for reaching 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is great. We'll be sure to share that with you in probably the next few days on our social media channels. So just to get started, this webinar is ideal for whether you have a YouTube channel for your business, whether you're considering getting one for your business, or even if you already have an established channel, but you maybe feel like you've hit a bit of a plateau or maybe don't know how to elevate it a bit further. So just to, skip ahead, there we go. So just to go over the itinerary for today, what we're going to cover is why you need YouTube itself, the importance of YouTube for your business. We'll go through a little bit about YouTube Studio to give you a little bit more of understanding. We'll talk about the YouTube Partner Program. I'll also run through how to optimize YouTube content. So even if you have any videos already existing on a business channel, how you can maybe go back in and optimize them to perform better. A little bit about YouTube Shorts. And then we'll also look at how you can measure success on YouTube with YouTube success metrics. And then lastly, we'll wrap it up with some helpful extensions and tools that you can use for YouTube. And then also at the end, we can do a little bit of a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in Zoom or in our LinkedIn comment section, and I'll be able to check them at the end. So to get kicked off, we're going to look at why do you need YouTube? So not many people know that YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. And looking at some statistics, 83% of small and medium-sized businesses with a YouTube channel have stated that the YouTube platform has helped them grow their customer base and also reach new audiences, which is perfect for brand awareness if this is an area of growth that you struggle with. If you're looking more in terms of trying to sell products online, 93% of shoppers who use YouTube in their purchase journey are those who make fewer returns, and they've also indicated that the YouTube platform's influence in them has also influenced their purchasing decisions. And this is something you're seeing carrying across other platforms now as well, just as YouTube. And then lastly, in terms of local visibility, even if you joined our SEO webinar last month, we were talking a good bit about local SEO. So YouTube is noted for improving local visibility for businesses and is also seen as a cost-effective method to train employees and staff members. So, it can work both internally for your own team, but also externally for either clients or customers. So now we're going to look at the importance of YouTube. So there's many reasons why YouTube is so important for, well, no matter what type of business you have, whether it's small or medium, even bigger brands, but also in terms of what goals that you have for your business. So the first importance is the extensive reach and the diverse audience that YouTube can create. So YouTube has a massive user base with millions of viewers globally, and this provides businesses with an unparalleled opportunity to reach a much more diverse audience. In the UK alone, YouTube's extensive reach across the various demographics, including different age groups, different interests, different different even locations, it makes it a vital platform for targeting specific market segments. And this is the thing in terms of YouTube itself. YouTube is now seen to be reaching from ages of toddler age to to the elderly. That there is such a wide audience there for you with YouTube. And like I say here, this wide reach is also crucial for businesses looking to expand their customer base, but also increase your brand visibility, because you want to think about where your audience is and what platforms they're using the most. The second bit of importance that we're going to look at with YouTube is in terms of enhancing your customer engagement and your brand loyalty. So how you can do this with YouTube is that YouTube allows businesses to create, not only just engaging, but also informative content that can resonate with their target audience. Through this video content, you can showcase your products and your services, you can share customer testimonials, and you can also provide information, whether it be about your services or particular products, or even your industry itself, just to give that little bit of an insight and also increase your authority in your industry to that potential client or customer. And this also can foster brand loyalty, so it's not only in terms of engagement, if they then become a subscriber to your channel, that engagement is going to continue as well as that loyalty. And then that loyalty can then take the next step of the journey and potentially become a sale or a lead. That where I was saying there about the engagement, that can be anything, even from liking a video, leaving a comment, sharing the video, anything like that, or even say, for example, embedding your video on a blog or their own website. So then the third importance of YouTube we're going to look at is in terms of the cost-effective marketing and advertising. So why this is this is a great reason to use YouTube, especially for small businesses, is that YouTube offers a cost-effective platform for businesses to not only market your products and your services, but also give an insight into who your business is. With YouTube, there's options for both organic content and paid advertising, and businesses can choose what you can choose as a business, what fits your goals and your budget the best, so you don't have to feel that you're kind of pushed into a corner of having to go for a budget that's beyond what you're capable of. With the targeted advertising and opportunities that YouTube has, this will enable businesses to reach specific audiences, ensuring that marketing is spent more efficiently and more effectively. So if you compare it, say, for example, to maybe say Google Ads can maybe be a bit more wide ranging, where if you were looking to target your specific audience, this is where you can do this with YouTube. And like I think I might have mentioned earlier on, small businesses have seen a much more benefit from YouTube advertising because it is more of a budget-friendly way, and it allows them to compete with larger brands, larger companies, and let their brand awareness increase as well. And then the last point that we're going to look at with the importance of YouTube is the valuable insights and analytics. So YouTube itself as a platform can provide you as a business with detailed analytics and insights, allowing you to track the performance of your videos and also understand your audience better. So these insights include, viewer demographics, watch time, engagement metrics, and even in terms of audience, it can show you what types of videos that your audience enjoyed, so you can give you ideas for content for your own videos. By analyzing this data, businesses like yourselves can refine their content strategy, improve their marketing and their targeting by making more informed decisions about your future marketing strategy and efforts. So, like I said, if you find that your videos were doing well, this might be then an insight to this should be a strategy and a platform that you put more of a resource of time and maybe money and a budget into. And then lastly, with the valuable insights and analytics, YouTube can also help understand what resonates with your audience and help you create more impactful and successful content strategies and content planning. So now we're going to move into understanding YouTube Studio. So YouTube Studio is pretty much the back end of YouTube, and I think when you look at it, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but what we're going to do today is we're going to talk you through all the key elements that you need to keep in mind, and hopefully that will then support you in terms of optimizing your own content. So like I was saying, YouTube Studio is the official dashboard for whether you're a business or a creator, or even for personal use on YouTube. As if you have a channel, you will have a YouTube Studio. And what this is it's designed to streamline the management of channels. And what I mean by that is you can have more than one channel. So you might see some creators that you might like on YouTube, or even some businesses like ourselves, we have more than one channel. So you can control all within YouTube Studio rather than having to log back in and out, of multiple different accounts. But YouTube Studio provides a range of different tools and insights, and this can really help give you a more insightful and clear idea of your content and how you can engage with your audience more effectively. And then also it helps you more optimize your content moving forward. So to give you a little bit of an understanding of YouTube Studio, what we're going to do is we're just going to talk you through some of the main features, and these features can be found on the left-hand side menu bar. So the first thing is the dashboard. So the dashboard, if I just jump back to this slide, this is what your dashboard looks like. So as soon as you will log into your YouTube account, it'll bring you to this dashboard. And to just give you even a little bit of an explanation of the dashboard. So when your channel is active, you'll see all your video activity here. The news is just an ideas. This is just from YouTube itself. And then, like I was saying, the key features can be found over here. So then Video Manager. Video Manager is where you can upload and manage any videos on your channel, whether they're public or whether they're private, no matter what their visibility status is. This is where you can control them and also manage them. So this in the Video Manager section, it allows you to upload do some editing, management of your videos, including adding descriptions, tags, and thumbnails. But that's something we'll come back to later, as that is part of the key optimization process. With YouTube Studio, and like I mentioned in a couple of slides previously, there is analytics, and these analytics, in my opinion, are one of the better analytic features of any social media platform, because it gives you really detailed statistics on not only your video performance, but like I was mentioning earlier with your audience, you can see what other creators they like, other business videos they like, and it gives you an idea for your own content. But it also looks at engagement rates and other metrics, even in terms of what time of the day that your audience is mostly online, which is a really key thing to keep in mind when you're creating a posting strategy for YouTube. There's then a comments management section. What this section on YouTube Studio does is it allows you to moderate but also respond to comments across any of your videos. And it also, by allowing you to do that, it facilitates better engagement. So with the comment section, it won't just kind of pinpoint on one video. You will be able to see the thumbnail on the right-hand side of where that comment's come from. And it's always good to reply just because of that increase in engagement. So within the YouTube Studio area as well is the monetization feature. So this is called the YouTube Partner Program, which we'll kind of get into a few slides later on. But what this does is it allows you to manage your revenue streams, including your ad settings, any memberships, and merchandise shelves. So this is kind of, if you're looking to just get started on YouTube, or maybe you still have a very small channel, this is something that's maybe more down the line. But I'll explain a little bit more about what that is as well. And then lastly is the channel customization. So this is where you can personalize your channel's appearance, including everything from the branding with your channel logo and your cover art, to the layout in terms of, do you have playlists, do you have featured videos and things like that. So you can really customize it to look how you want it to look for your business. So like I was saying, we're going to talk a little bit about the YouTube Partner Program. So for any of you who are maybe new to YouTube or have maybe watched YouTube and wonder how people make money from it, that is ultimately the YouTube Partner Program. And what it is it's the monetization of the platform that allows any creators, whether you're an individual creator on YouTube or you're a business, to earn money from your YouTube content. It offers a number of various different income streams and resources, and these are designed to support and reward you for your content and keeping your channel active on the platform as a whole. So to be able to be qualified for the YouTube Partner Program, there are 5 main things that you can get in terms of features. So there's, like I was saying, there's ad revenue. So you can earn money from your display, overlay, and video ads. There's channel memberships. This is something I've actually seen an increase in YouTube recently. And what this is a feature that allows either a business or a creator to offer some paid memberships to subscribers. And this can include things like badges, emojis, and members only content. You would see these channel memberships a lot more with, if you ever see any of the video game streamers who have now moved to the YouTube, this is where you'd really see those memberships. There's also super chat and super stickers. And again, coming back to the live streamers. So during live streams, viewers can purchase super chats and super stickers to highlight their messages and generate additional revenue for the creator. So to give an example of what this would be, if you have ever seen a live stream, say video game player or creator on YouTube, you'll sometimes hear them read out a message. they've read out that message more likely because someone has put a super chat or a super sticker behind that, which means there's a bit more of revenue behind it, and it would be more of a bigger notification for that creator. And then some of the other features that you can get from the YouTube Partner Program are the merchandise shelf. So this is a feature that allows creators to showcase and sell branded merchandise directly from YouTube. So in a way, it's kind of like Instagram Shop, or even TikTok Shop. It's just a way to be able to sell your own products directly through your YouTube channel. And then lastly is the YouTube Premium revenue. So this is where creators can earn a share of the revenue generated from YouTube Premium subscribers who also watch their content. I think I might have skipped a slide there. Maybe I didn't. But just actually on the YouTube Partner Program. So in order to qualify for the YouTube Partner Program, there are a couple of different things that you need to keep in mind. So the first thing is, to qualify, you need to have, in 12 months, you need to, okay, it's in a way of obey, it's probably a weird word, but you just need to make sure that you don't break any of the YouTube policies or procedures. You have to have 4,000 hours watch time, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers. But so just to keep in mind, if that was something that you were looking to do, it's there for you. Next. So now we're going to move into how to optimize your YouTube content. So like I was saying at the beginning of our webinar, if you are brand new and don't have a channel yet, but you're maybe wanting to, or if you have a channel but maybe you haven't really kicked it off with videos, these are going to be some great slides for you just to show you how to optimize your content. So the first thing I would always recommend anybody to do before you dive into creating your video content is ensuring that your channel is prepared. Because if you're truly looking to have a YouTube marketing strategy, you want to make sure that your channel is completely branded, so it's matching your other social media platforms, maybe even like your branded colors and logos, just to increase that trust there. And then that means that once you kick off your video marketing with your YouTube channel, it's going to look much more professional from the get-go, but also it means that it might actually increase engagement or encourage more engagement, just because then if anybody comes to that channel, whether they know your business or not, when they come into your channel, they're going to see everything, all the boxes are ticked, you've got all the information, everything's branded, it's all good there. And so then it's going to be a much more positive experience for them, but also for you, you might reap the benefits of getting that engagement. So when you're preparing your channel, the first main things you want to focus on are your branding, so like your logo and your cover art. So you can even see here in the example on the right hand side, you can see that we have our logo, we have our branded banner at the top. So just some key things to know. So your profile picture should be your channel logo. I've seen lots of different YouTube channels before sometimes, and you can't match the profile image to what the business is or their branding. So that's just always something good to keep in mind. The recommended size of a channel header is around 2,560 pixels wide and by 1,440 pixels tall. So if you're looking at that and thinking, I don't have the first idea in terms of how to even make maybe either the logo or the banner, there's lots of great platforms out there to help you, but one that we would recommend is Canva. So Canva has both free and pro plans, but if you're just looking to use free, you have everything almost at your disposal that you would need. So it can, because there's great templates, you can upload your own logos and things like that. So it's great to get you started. So then sticking with the channel customization, once you have the branding done, then you want to look at the description section and also including your other links, whether it's your social media or your website. So with the description on your YouTube channel, this is going to tell your audience what the channel's about, who you are as a business, and what you offer, whether in terms of products or services. But you might be thinking, if you're coming on to YouTube, who would be going into a description box to read a big chunk of text? What you want to keep in mind is that even if any of your future subscribers or viewers don't go into your description box. More importantly, it's what your description box is telling YouTube and Google, because like I was mentioned before, YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. So when you're adding any content like this, and this even will go over in terms of optimizing the video content themselves, you always want to keep keywords in mind, whether it's about your business or your services or even your industry itself. And what I'd also recommend is you want to make sure that it's readable. You don't want a big dissertation, long chunk of text. You want to ensure that it is maybe say 3 to 4 small paragraph, like with 3 to 4 lines. If you have, so you can see in our description, we have our services almost in like bullet points. So it's just to make it that bit more easier for the viewer themselves. And then you want to ensure that you add, and just so you can create a journey, so whether they go from your YouTube channel to your website or to one of your other social media platforms, you just always want to ensure that you have them all set up. So now we've kind of got the back end of the branding, and we've got the description. You then want to think about the playlist. So if you are thinking, I don't even have a channel yet, why are we talking about playlists? Playlist is something that you can also keep in mind before you start your video content. So, say for example, you were a cookery school, you would maybe want to think ahead and think, okay, we want to have playlists on the basics of cooking. We might want to do ones on actual recipe tutorials. We might want to do ones on tips and tricks. If you have them in your head beforehand, you can plan them out. So then you can, and you can see here, there's lots of different benefits from having playlists on your channel. So it can help your channel look clean and organized. So and also it can make your channel look busier, like from the get-go before you start, because one video, if it applies, can be in multiple playlists. So it can make it look like you have more video content and then allow for you to add to it without thinking your channel looks too bare. What it also playlists also do is it allows users to move quickly around your channel and find content that they want to watch. And once your playlists are created, it's also easier to organize your new videos when you're uploading them. Playlists also can be optimized, and even going back to the YouTube partner program, YouTube playlists are great, because if you think about it, if someone clicked into one of your playlists and watched one of your videos, and then maybe say they walked off to get themselves a cup of coffee or didn't realize that it continuously played, or even if they are actually completely engrossed in your content and are continuously watching all the videos in your playlist, your watch time is going to increase. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And then I think lastly, looking at channel customization, we're going to talk about the channel trailer, or or can also be the featured video. So you've actually the option to do both of these. So just to explain a little bit about what they are, a channel trailer is a video that is designed to introduce new visitors to your or viewers, should I say, to your YouTube channel. So, this can be anything from an actual trailer that maybe you've created about your business, or it could be a video about one of your services, whatever you think is the best video to use. But you choose that whatever video you want to then be prominently displayed at the top of your channel. And the same thing will go to for the featured video. So the featured video is the same way as the channel trailer. You're just choosing a video within your channel that you want to be at the top for, and this is for returning subscribers. So if you think about it, if you came, say for example, if you came to our profile to channel and you hadn't subscribed, which we hope you do, but if you came to our channel and you haven't subscribed, you would see what we have set as our channel trailer. However, if you are subscribed, you would come back and maybe see the whatever featured video we've maybe chosen at that point. But where the benefit of having these set up is that both will automatically play when they visit your channel. So again, coming back to that YouTube partner program, it can help rank up your watch time, especially if you're thinking 4,000 hours is a lot. It's easily rankable up with these automated playing videos. And you can see there the increase of the watch time is a critical factor in the YouTube algorithm itself as well. So not only is it going to be potentially beneficial for you with the YouTube partner program, but in terms of how many people see your videos on a daily basis or in search results, this is where it can be that so much more helpful. So let's go to the next one. So now we're going to move, now we've completed looking at the channel, we're going to talk about how you can upload and optimize your YouTube videos. So when you're, no matter what your video topic is on, there's kind of five main things you want to keep in mind that you want to optimize with your video. And these are your title, your description, your tags, your end screen, and your thumbnail. So there is one that also in there that I could have mentioned called cards, which I will go through. And it is an additional way you can optimize, but these five are the main key things you always want to keep in mind. So for anyone watching today who hasn't ever maybe uses YouTube personally, but has never either had a channel, uploaded a video, or even if you do have a channel, but you maybe are a little bit hesitant in terms of what to do with the video, we're going to talk you through now the different stages of how you can upload a video and optimize. So to upload a video to your channel, you want to click the upload video, or what it can also be create in the top right hand corner. And then you want to choose whatever video file that you're looking to upload from your desktop. When you select that video, it'll be, when you're doing this in the first place, it'll be in like a pop-up box on your channel. So what you want to do is just go through the different steps. So say if you're brand new to YouTube, it will be just a couple of steps, but you want to keep going until you get to the visibility. And then you just want to make sure it is selected as unlisted. Now you might be thinking why, you're kind of skipping right through to the visibility. I have found that a lot of people think that you have to optimize your video when it's in that uploading box, whereas you can actually let it upload and process and be in the back end of your channel and then take your time optimizing it. So the first thing then, when your video is uploaded, you will go into your videos and you will just select the video that you want to work on. And the first thing we want to look at out of the five that I mentioned is your title. So when you're creating your title, you want to keep a few things in mind. So for the first part of your title, you want to think about what is the video content about. But at the same time, you then want to think about keep making sure you have keywords mentioned. It can be as attention grabbing as possible, but also with a title, you have the option of 100 characters. You always want to try to make sure you use as most as possible, and it also kind of depends even on what the video is about. So some people find using up to the whole 100 will work for them. Some find that even around the 75 character mark works. But especially when you're getting started, we would recommend to use as many characters as you can just to increase that potential keyword finds with the search results. So you can see here below, I've put an example of a good YouTube title, or an optimized title, should I say. So you have, what is a website audit? Why is a website audit important? And an SEO website audit. So we're hitting a few different types of keywords and keyword phrases there, but also because the video is about website audits, we're then still sticking to the content. So then nextly, we want to look at your description. So something that I should say to keep in mind is with this, although there are 5 or 6 different key elements in terms of optimizing your content, the 3 main ones you always want, no matter what, you want to ensure have been completed and optimized before you push your video live is your title, your description, and your tags. But another thing to keep in mind with those 3 is that whatever keywords you use, say for example in your title, you want to ensure that you use them in your description and you also add them as tags. So to get kick started with your description, one thing that you can do is copy your title and paste it into the top of the description. So not only does it become the title of your description, but at the same time, then those keywords and keyword phrases have been used at least once within that description. And then if you can add them, either add to them or extend on them throughout your description, then that's even better for your optimization. But some of the main points you want to keep in mind with your description is, what is your video about? So I would always recommend at least the first chunk of your description to be what the video is about, why it's showing you, what it's, what it is, what it's doing, what the benefits are. And then, and with that, you're going to summarize it, so you don't need to have, because I think a lot of people think a description needs to be kind of top to toe of what exactly that video is about, whereas you can actually put a chunk and summarize about what the video itself is about. You can maybe talk about, so say for example, if you were a cookery school, if you were having a video of the basics of how to cook rice, you could do it. You could do a section of your description on what the video is about, who it's going to be, who it's best to use it. Say for example, people who can't cook rice, who have issues with rice, etc. But then below that, you can have a section of your description that maybe talks about different types of rice, different ways to cook rice, things like that. You can expand, but it doesn't have to be directly about the video. But you also, like with anything with optimization on YouTube, you always want to keep your keywords and keyword phrases in mind when you're filling out your description. Links are also a great way, both in terms of say driving traffic to a potential website, or driving traffic to your website, or even potential web page that you're looking to increase the traffic to. But also the YouTube algorithm likes having links, and it will almost, it's a big tick in a box kind of thing for it. So you want to always ensure you have your website link. We would recommend putting your website link, especially if it's, say it's a goal that you have to drive traffic to your website, we would recommend having it at the top, just so it means that, but what you can do is add it to the top and then add it to the bottom as well. But it's just to ensure that if anybody looked at your description, that your link that is maybe your key focus of promoting that video isn't being lost under a see more button. It's right at the top, so there's more likelihood that they'll click it. You also want to add social media links. So one thing I'd recommend to do is at the bottom of your description, you can do a little bit of an intro to your business. And this is a section that you can just copy and paste across all your videos moving forward. So you could literally just say, like, we are the Blue Cookery School. We do this, this, and this. We, please visit our website for more information. Put a couple links to your social media channels. But then what you want to do and then with that, you want to add a call to action, so it could say, we hope you enjoyed our video, please be sure to like and subscribe and drop us a comment, things like that, just to try and encourage that engagement. But the last thing then you want to add in your description are hashtags. So there aren't a limit to hashtags with YouTube, but I'd probably recommend to do maybe five maximum. It's just to try and increase the searchability of your video. And then lastly, one thing you want to keep in mind is, if you're looking for the user who's looking at your video to properly read your description, kind of like your channel description, you want to make sure that it's formatted in an easy readable way. So now that we've got our title and our description settled, like I was mentioned before, out of the key three main ones, we're going to look at tags. So what tags are is they're a way to tell YouTube what your video is about, and it allows YouTube as a platform to show your video to audiences that will match those keywords, keyword phrases, and enjoy your video. And you can see here, I mentioned in this slide about how you want to ensure that the keywords that you use in your title are used in your description and in your tags. So even if you take the keywords, so say even the phrases of the example we gave of what is a website audit, you can see here in this example of the tags, we have everything from how to do a website audit. You want to put yourself in, you almost want to take a step outside of your business shoes and put yourself into your audience's eyes and think, would they know exactly what to search for? What type of things would they search for that match what we're showing in this video? So you can see some key points about tags. So like I was saying, keywords associated with the content within that video. your location. So say, say maybe even you're looking to promote again, using an example of a cookery school, say it was looking to try and promote footfall into the actual school and it was based in Belfast, they would be maybe putting Belfast into their tags, or even the cookery school name and Belfast into a tag just to increase that. And then what you can also do is you can do a little bit of keyword research, and there are also Chrome extensions that you can use to help you with tags, but I'll talk about them towards the end of the presentation. And then one thing to keep in mind is that with your tags have a 500 character limit. And you'll know as well that you've entered a tag correctly if you can see the little kind of like muted gray little bubble around it. But you want to try to make sure you use as many of those characters as possible. But just keep in mind, if you can go right up to 500, but if you do 501, it won't save. But one quick way that you can also add tags, so say for example, you knew what kind of keywords and keyword phrases you wanted to put into your tags, but didn't want to lose the resource of time by typing them in individually. What you can do is, say for example, put them in a Google Doc. You can just list them, but as long as they're separated by a comma, you can copy and paste them into the tag box and they will appear like this with all individually sectioned. So coming back to the playlist, like I mentioned, in terms of the optimization of your channel, again, playlists, I just wanted to bring it back again and just mention it just because they are really important and they're a great way to organize your channel. So you can even see here in the example, we have our popular videos, which is an option that you can choose to show within your playlist. But then you also have one that we've created ourselves with how to build an online website and presence. So these are all web development based videos. So and if you think about it, if you were looking to build your own website or looking to maybe make some fixes to your website, you'll know that if you go into this playlist, it's probably going to cover every potential topic that you want to look at, or every kind of tutorial that you want. So it is just a great way to increase those, not only the views, the watch time, and then if you're sharing insightful information and good information, that's probably going to encourage that viewer to then become a subscriber. So again, coming back to the YouTube Partner Program, if it's something that you have a goal for, it's getting you that one step closer. So then once you have so if you're thinking about, if we've just uploaded our video, we have our title, our description, and our tags done, and we've set our playlist and got that organized. What we want to then look at is your thumbnails. So thumbnails aren't actually part of your video. What they are is just an image that you are saving in the video channel in terms of the YouTube studio to then be the forefront on the channel for that video. So one thing, and sometimes I've seen channels before and maybe don't use thumbnails, but you usually find that the video or the YouTube channels that have thumbnails are those that have a higher level of subscribers, level of engagement, higher watch time, etc. So they are really recommended. We really wouldn't put a video out without one. So some things you want to keep in mind when you're creating your thumbnails, you want it to make it look as professional and high quality as possible, because you're trying to get that. If you think of everyone is willing to give one click, you're trying to make sure that that one click on YouTube is for your video. So some key points that you want to keep in mind are, you want your thumbnails to be bright and eye-catching. So you can even see from some of ours, we use bright colors. You want it to be relevant, obviously, to your video, because one thing you want to avoid, and this even goes across in terms of the tags as well, you don't want to be putting misleading information in, because that is when YouTube can recognize that. It can even be in terms of in like a bounce rate way of how quickly someone will click in and out. It's also known as clickbait. So what will happen is, if YouTube can identify that, it'll push your video down the search ranks and you won't get as many views or watch time on it. If you can, with your thumbnail, you should include a human face. There's been studies that have shown with YouTube thumbnails that as viewers, we react better or quicker when a thumbnail has a person in it, or like a human face in it. You'll see a lot of big creators have kind of set almost like stock images of themselves, either looking shocked or pointing, because that's also, if you are going to include yourself in a thumbnail, other studies have shown that showing a movement or like an action in thumbnails as a person can also increase the potential clicks and engagement on that video. You want to then also have it as minimal text as possible. So you can even see with ours as examples, we kind of just have exactly like the first part of the title, just exactly what the video is about. And we have it, you can even see in clear readable writing. So then if you were scrolling and you were looking to know how to deactivate your Facebook account, if you're scrolling, you're going to see it right there. You're going to see the text showing exactly what you're searching for. You're going to see the images of Facebook. So then you're potentially going to click into that video more. And like I mentioned earlier with Canva for the YouTube banner and logo, Canva is actually a fantastic tool to use for thumbnails. It has a lot of great different types of templates and looks that you can use. But what you can also do is build your own from scratch, but it'll already be in the size that you need for it. So I definitely would recommend Canva for anyone who either has videos up but don't have any thumbnails, or if someone who's looking to kind of start to develop a YouTube strategy, definitely thumbnails with Canva are good to go. So then we're going to look at your end screen. So your end screen is just like an additional way that you can encourage the user who's watched your video to maybe go and watch another video of yours, or subscribe to your channel, or visit a playlist. So you can see here as an example, and what some people and creators will do in this example of one of ours, we have incorporated an end screen graphic into the actual edit of the video. So we've already set that space, knowing that when we upload the video to YouTube, we're going to set the elements there so then they all correlate together. But there's a couple of things you want to keep in mind with your end screen is that you can control what content is shown next. So if you think about it, if you are, again, coming back to the cookery skill example, if you're sharing a video of the basics of how to cook rice, you might then want to ensure that the videos in your end screen are your other, say, basics, or even linking to your basics of cooking playlist. You're in complete control. So it doesn't even sometimes have to be. It's probably better if it is related, because then they're more likely to continue and watch it. But how some people will use end screens as well is if there is a particular video that they're looking to try and increase promotion to, or bring more attention to and get more views, they'll link it into their end screens. And that kind of links in with the promote your content part of this. It also, with an end screen, it also encourages audiences to stay on your channel. In terms of how we use YouTube, you kind of probably have different types of people. You have people who will stick solely with one channel, who will only go into their subscriptions, or you have ones that will maybe bounce about. With adding an end screen, you're looking to kind of target each one of those different types of audiences to try. And so if they're subscribed to your channel, they're going to stay and watch the next bit of video of content that they maybe have never seen before. If they kind of bounce around or aren't really sure, if they come across your video, it's encouraging them to keep watching, and then that can then potentially lead on to becoming subscribers. What it's also good for is pushing traffic to your website. So when you're part of the partner program, you can add links, or even in terms of with your subscriber button, which you can see this example here just in the middle. You can link them back to your channel where your website and your different links are. So it's just opening up the possibility for opportunities for expanding not only your brand awareness, but where people follow you or find your content. So I know I mentioned that cards was probably the sixth key one, so I wanted to ensure that I mentioned it. Although I would say those other five are probably the kind of the big kahunas of YouTube optimization. But then the last one I think we'll look at is cards. So a YouTube card is pretty much just a pop-up notification that can appear on your video, and it can be used to promote content within a YouTube channel. But also when you're on the YouTube Partner Program, you can also add a link to your website or an external website that you're looking to drive traffic to. So you can even see in this example, it's quite an easy setup. This is an example of, as we're in the partner program, we can add our link. So I wanted to show you just an example of what the link will look like. So all you're doing is just adding a little call to action and teaser text and choosing where you want to put your card. But the benefits of having a card is it increases engagement. It promotes additional content within. So again, if we go back to that basics of cooking example, if you had this would say the basics of cooking pasta or rice, and go back to the original video example, what you can have is a link to your, say, the basics of cooking playlist. So in here where you can see I have checked out our digital services, you could have the playlist linked here. So rather than choosing the link, if you're in the partner program, choosing the playlist option, you're kind of following the same kind of steps. But here as the teaser text, I would put more of our basics tutorials. So then if they're already trying to learn the basics of cooking and they watch one video and they see this pop-up notification to watch the rest, they're more likely to have engaged with it. And that brings us to the kind of the 4 key points of having a YouTube card. So the increase of engagement, the promotion of your additional content, the enhanced viewer experience. So, rather than them having to jump back out of your video, go and look and find a video that they want, the fact that if you potentially have your other videos that are within that topic linked, it makes it a much more better experience for them. And then back to the YouTube Partner Program, if you do use your card as a potential link share, it helps drive traffic to those external websites. So one thing that I haven't mentioned so far throughout this webinar, but it's something that's important to keep in mind, especially depending on what your business is what is known as COPPA, or the Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule. It's easier to say COPPA. But what this is from the 1st of January 2020, YouTube changed how they collected data from videos aimed at children. And this is pretty much that they were found to not have a policy here, and this is where this came in. So this is going to be in line with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule, which is also commonly known as COPPA, which is far easier to say. But under COPPA, this is classified that any child under the age of 13. So what this means for creators and businesses on YouTube is that if your videos contain any content that could be aimed at children or are created with children as your target audience, this needs to be claimed and identified in each video. And this is regardless of where you are in the world, or say, for example, say that coming back to the cookery school, say most of their videos are just about cooking, but then they have one video about how to cook with your child or something like that. That would be classified as being made for children, and they would have to identify that that video is for kids. And why it's important is that YouTube uses artificial intelligence algorithms to check whether creators have correctly labeled their content, and they can override it. But you'll see if we'll go into what's classified, but they can override it. But what can also happen is that you can receive a fine, or it can be like a strike against your channel, which is what you want to avoid. So just to explain this a little bit further in terms of what is classified as children's content. So this is any content that includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters and cartoon figures. So you would probably find, say, for example, a lot of educational channels, especially if they're targeted towards children, say in the primary school age, they would all need to be marked for made for kids. Another thing is that whether your video includes activities that appeal to children, so again, educational, maybe games, things like that. And then whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems that appeal to children. So this is just something to keep in mind. You're better, in my opinion, and my recommendation, you're always better just to keep yourself right rather than potentially have a detrimental effect on your channel. But to explain what, because you might be thinking, oh, I have children's style content. What does that mean if I had a YouTube channel? You still get the benefits of most of the benefits of what you get with YouTube. There are just a couple of different features that change. So, for example, your comments, your end screens, and your cards, they're all turned off. And your personal ads are turned off. So when the COPPA legislation was first introduced, there was a big uproar from a lot of creators online who maybe made content, say for kids, will say like educational content, because it was going to affect their ad revenue. What it also means is that there isn't a community tab. So what a community tab is on a YouTube channel is, it's almost like having like a Facebook in a way, or a Twitter platform within your YouTube channel that you can give updates. So say, for example, if you got into a consistent routine of posting every week, and there was going to be one week that you weren't posting, and you knew maybe you had a following that are always consistently looking for that video, you could post and say, hi guys, so I technical issues this week, we can't post a video, we'll be back next week. That's what a community tab is. So with COPPA, that just removes that. And then lastly, what it does is it removes the notification bell. So what that means is that if you are subscribed to a channel which is made for children, when they upload a video, and you won't be notified. And then lastly is the ability for viewers to save videos, watch them later, or save to a playlist. So there are a couple of different features, but at the same time, if you are a business or a creator who are looking to, say, make like educational content, or maybe say you're a toy developer or something like that, I wouldn't let it put you off. It's just something to keep in mind. So now that we've looked at all the things you want to do when you are optimizing your YouTube content, I wanted to share with you some 3 main points of things that you want to avoid. So the first one is dates and years. So when you're optimizing your content, you want to ensure that, whether it's in your title and your description, that you don't date your content by adding any dates. So you can see the example I give of the best apps used in 2023, because why you want to avoid these is that, like it says here, it dates your content. So then if someone was, so say for example in 2024, if someone was looking for the best apps to use, if you have 2023 in your title, your video is not going to show up in that, or at least likely at least to show up high in the search results, because it's going to view it as dated and irrelevant to that search. Well, I briefly touched on this earlier, but irrelevant tags. So kind of like with like the clickbait thumbnails, irrelevant tags in your tag box for your video can have negative effects for the performance and also the success of your video. As YouTube really doesn't like sharing videos and search results that have been irrelevantly tagged or incorrectly tagged. So that's definitely, and then you're just going to push your videos further down, and you're not going to be able to see your channel grow. And then lastly is any duplicate content. So within your YouTube channel, you never want to upload and publish a video that either already exists on your channel or exists on somebody else's channel, because YouTube can identify which was their first or which is priority. So what it'll just do to save itself is it won't rank either. So you always, and that's not to say, is, say for example, you had a video and someone had said that the background noise was too much, and you knew that there was a way that you could fix that but upload the same video. That doesn't really count as duplicate content because the sound is different, but it is just something to keep in mind. So now we want to look at YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts are something that has taken off recently, and it has a very big influence in terms of how content is consumed on TikTok and Instagram Reels. To be honest, TikTok probably started it all, and then Instagram and now YouTube. But YouTube Shorts have seen a massive increase in terms of engagement and views and things like that. So some of the benefits of YouTube Shorts, if you wanted to implement them into your YouTube marketing strategy, are in the increased reach. So they are promoted by a dedicated shorts, or it's known as a short shelf. And what this does is it brings an improved and increased visibility across a wider audience. The short form content, should I say, is where the engagement comes from. You'll know if you've used TikTok or Instagram Reels, the fact that you're able to consume that much content within a short space of time, there is a higher level of engagement. The audience growth, so because again the shorts are they're only 60 seconds long, it's so much easier to consume that there has been found that there is an increase in audience growth because the content's so easy just to consume that you can adapt to a channel very quickly, and you're more likely then to say subscribe to them or watch more of their content. In terms of monetization, YouTube has introduced a shorts fund, and what this does is it rewards creators, whether you're a business or a creator, it rewards your channel for any popular shorts, and it offers you a brand new channel of revenue. And then lastly is the creativity and the accessibility. So what this means is that, with shorts, there's multiple ways you can use shorts. So say, for example, even in terms of how we use shorts to show clips of our longer videos, but we also share like social media hacks and things like that. So it does open up the door to being a little bit more creative, but also giving that little bit of content in a more accessible way. So say like with our Instagram or social media hacks, if you were looking, and one of ours is how to use a Canva brand kit, rather than you having to go and look for a video which might be 30 minutes long and you're looking for a little quick tip on how to fix it. If you were to go to a short, if that short's going to give you pretty much nearly all you need to know in the 60 seconds, it's going to be more beneficial. So it does open up the creativity there. So just to look at some of the requirements of YouTube Shorts. So in terms of duration, I know I just mentioned it there, but they must be 60 seconds or less in length. So in comparison, say with Instagram Reels are 90 seconds, whereas initially I think TikTok started off around 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, with the option to even do 15 seconds. But now with TikTok, it goes up until I think nearly 15. I think it's 15 minutes nearly now. But short form content definitely I think works better. But on YouTube Shorts, it's 60 seconds. For aspect ratio, you want to make sure that you have it in a vertical aspect ratio, ideally by 9:16. To be recognized as a short, videos can be tagged in your title, putting hashtag shorts at the end, but I'd also recommend adding it into your description. And then even in your tags, you could say YouTube Shorts, just the kind of, just know you're kind of good across the board. With your content, all you have to do is just ensure that it's adhering to any of the community guidelines in terms of service that YouTube has set. And in terms of optimization, so the optimization process of YouTube Shorts is pretty much almost the same as if you were to put up, say, a regular video or a long form content. The only difference is, like I mentioned, put shorts in your title and your description. But the other thing is that with shorts currently, there isn't an option to add a thumbnail, and also with like end screen and cards, you don't really need them as well. So now that we've looked at how to upload and optimize your content, once your content's live, you want to know what the best way is to measure in terms of the success metrics. So just to go through them. So the key metrics that you always want to keep an eye on are especially again, coming back to the YouTube Partner Program, is your watch time, your subscriber growth, the engagement level, what your audience retention is, and also the keywords. There we go. So just to kind of explain them a little bit. So in terms of watch time, so watch time is pretty much what it says on the tin, in that it is the amount of time in terms of minutes that viewers have spent watching the videos on your channel. Watch time is important because YouTube will elevate your video and any channels with higher watch times in search results and in the recommendation sections. And the recommendation sections are usually, if you're watching a video, you'll see on the right hand side there'll be a bar with videos. That's where the recommended is, or even in terms of the YouTube home screen as well. And then ultimately with watch time as a success metric, the more watch time a video has, the more engaging that algorithm is going to presume that it is. So then that's why it's going to bump it up as well. Looking then next at subscriber growth. So YouTube will send notifications to, unless you're in the COPPA, you meet those COPPA restrictions, but YouTube will send notifications to subscribers about your new videos and feature them on your homepage, or on their homepage, sorry, should I say. That's pretty much why, if you've ever watched, say, a big YouTube creator, you'll usually see it that at the start or the end of their video, they'll say, don't forget to ring the bell, which is, they just mean the notification bell. So with your subscribers, they'll be able to see your videos more frequently, which will help generate more views, more watch time, and you can see how all these success metrics all kind of link in together. So in terms of subscribers on YouTube, there has been statistics that have found that subscribers will watch twice as much video content than non-subscribers. So the more subscribers that you have, the more watch time of videos that views that your videos will collect. However, the one little bit of a hurdle here is that with some channels, there's been statistics that have shown that they have a higher level of non-subscribers than subscribers. It just, again, coming back to, if you've ever watched a YouTube video and you see them in some point in the video saying, be sure to subscribe, like kind of pushing for that subscription. They're just trying to remind whoever the non-subscriber is who's watching their video, say if that's maybe the third or fourth video they've watched from their channel, to make that jump from non-subscriber to subscriber. So then the next one we want to look at is audience retention. So this shows the percentage of viewers that watch and leave your video at every single moment throughout the video itself. So this is a great way to know in terms of, should you be doing more short form content, and by that I mean, say, like any videos up to 5 minutes, or should you be doing more longer content? So anything, like there's videos now online sometimes of 35 minutes and it's a tutorial of something, so it can, or even longer. But what YouTube will do is it will elevate videos that have a high retention in their search rankings and the suggestions as well, like the recommendations, because the way they do these videos is that they can effectively capture a viewer's attention. So the higher retention that you have, the probably quicker you'll see probably all of these metrics. The more watch time, subscribers, and the audience retention you have, you'll probably see a bigger kickoff of growth in your channel. And then what you also then want to think about with your audience retention is, say, for example, going back to the one that we use of the cookery school, if you were doing a video and say it was a full-blown recipe video, and you find that there was a higher retention around, say, the 2-minute mark, and that was when you were talking about a certain dessert that you would have with it or something like that, you would use that as an insight to think, okay, well then we should make a video on how to make that dessert. So that's how also you can expand your content marketing strategy, or even your content strategy on YouTube, by looking at how your audience behaves with the existing content that you have, and then incorporate that into your videos moving forward. And then lastly is keywords. So in YouTube search report, under the traffic sources report, this is within analytics. You can see the most popular queries that guide viewers to your videos. So what you can do is take a step back and kind of review these. And if you find that they're slightly different from the video's topic, you would want to consider updating your video to fill in any content gaps and add those keywords to your tags. If they don't match your content, you should then consider making a new video about these popular keywords. So again, bringing it back to how you can expand your content strategy and make a more focused content plan for your YouTube channel. So now that we've looked at that, just some key things that you want to always remember. If you've taken anything from this webinar, these are the 5 main things you want to keep in mind when it comes to optimizing your channel for potential growth. So that is your reach. So these are how many users are seeing your video thumbnails. Your subscribers, so just obviously how many users that have subscribed to your channel to watch your content and will be notified. Your watch time, of how long users were watching your video. Your views, in terms of how many times your video has been viewed overall. And then your tags, so again, your keywords that relate to your content to help your video be found in search results. So now, just before we'll wrap up, we'll look at some useful extensions and tools that you can use for optimizing and elevating your YouTube channel. So the first one we want to look at is TubeBuddy. So what TubeBuddy is it's a tool that you can install into your channel, and what it does is it's for YouTube management. But what it does is it provides the features like keyword research, video SEO, bulk processing tools. So there's a lot of different tools it has there. vidIQ is the next one, and it's pretty much similar. It's a Chrome extension that offers advanced analytics and insights into your video performance, but it can also help you optimize your content by giving you recommendations for keywords and tags. And then lastly is Keyword Surfer. So Keyword Surfer is an SEO tool that integrates with the Chrome browser. So what it does is it provides a real-time keyword data and insight into Google search results. So say, for using our cookery school example, if you wanted to know what type of keywords can relate to a topic of how to cook rice, if you have Keyword Surfer installed as a Chrome extension, if you were to go onto Google and search how to cook rice, it will give you within that search bar, it'll give you a breakdown of how many searches per month that term gets. But then on the right hand side, it'll give you a list of suggestions and alternatives that you can use in terms of keywords and keyword phrases. And then just a couple of apps. So to support you in creating your content for your channel, there's a couple of different ones. One I think I've mentioned a good few times throughout this webinar, but that is Canva. So like I was saying, Canva is a fantastic tool that you can use to create thumbnails, channel art, and even in terms of your own marketing strategy. Canva can be used to even make social media graphics and help with email marketing. So it's great across the board, really. And like I said, there are free and there are what's known as Canva Pro or premium options. And then if you were ever to look to manage your YouTube channel on the go, so say with your business, you maybe travel a lot, you're maybe not always at your computer, but you want to know how your videos are doing. There is the YouTube Studio app, which you can download, which helps you manage your YouTube channels on the go. What you can do is you can monitor your channel, your video performance, respond in the comments, updating details in your videos and things like that. So it is a really great tool to have. And that is it on YouTube. So I'll now just have a wee look at our LinkedIn comments and our Zoom just to see if there's any questions that I can answer. So the first one that I can see here is from Zoom. So the question is, where did it go? So can Reels or TikToks be recycled as YouTube Shorts? I would say definitely Reels could, but what I would recommend to do is, and a couple of different things to keep in mind, is that so both TikTok and Instagram now, if you were to download your reel or your TikTok video after it's been published, will automatically put on either the Instagram or the TikTok handle watermark into the video. So that's one thing you want to avoid. However, if you're looking to try and have, say, YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reel content, you can repurpose them and save yourself some time and also resources. What I would recommend to do is either make it for YouTube first and then share it onto your Reels. Or if you're going to take it from your Reels, you want to download it before you publish it. But one thing to keep in mind is that if you were going to do it that way, the audio or whatever music that you've attached it in Instagram won't be downloaded with it, so you'll have to add your own music. But definitely it is with all three of those platforms, there is repurposing possibilities there. Would you recommend putting hashtags at the end of a YouTube description or placing them throughout the text? I think there's no, as much as I'm aware, there isn't any kind of rule that says you can't, that it works better, say, at the bottom or works better through. I think just more in terms of visually, they work better at the bottom. Because even in terms of if you're thinking of someone reading your description and maybe they don't get the whole way through, those hashtags are still going to be useful because it's how YouTube and Google is using them effectively. Whereas, it's not really a worry for the viewer themselves to see the hashtags themselves. Another one there. So how many YouTube videos should I be uploading a week for optimal engagement? I think the main thing with YouTube, and it goes across all of social media as well, is sustainable consistency is paramount, really. You, in terms of how many videos you should be doing, again, I would bring it back to what you find is sustainable. If you had a bank of 50 videos and you knew that you had so many ideas and resources to build on that, you can maybe do 2 videos per week, but it's the week consistency that you want to keep. So, because what it'll do is it'll just consistently help you build up with the algorithm. Whereas if you were to say you were thinking, I have so many videos, I'm going to start posting them and we're going to grow our channel. If you posted them saying 3 videos per week for a month, and then you got to the end of the month and you don't have any video content to then post, that momentum that you got with the algorithm from posting is going to be lost. So in terms of how often you should post, I would really highly recommend doing what you know is sustainable for you. So what I even say is start small and grow rather than start high and have to retreat back. So even if you're doing, I've seen creators that have grown their channels from doing 1 video a week. There's some that will put like say 3 or 4 out a week. It really is what you find sustainable, but as long as it's consistent. So you're better, like I was saying, you're better going, say, from maybe doing 1 a week for a month to then doing 2 a week and growing, rather than having to do, like I was saying, say you're doing 5 videos per week for a month and then having to reduce to none for a few weeks to then maybe 1 per week. What types of videos perform well on YouTube? I think this is pretty much, in a way, I think it's a bit of, with the introduction of really short form content, say with like shorts and TikTok videos, this is something that can kind of be open in terms of the audience themselves. Years ago, it would have been a thing that if your video was more than 5 minutes, it would be considered far too long. You'd be thinking, who's going to watch a video for 5 minutes? Where now, I at least with some of the subscriptions I have on YouTube, I don't usually see a video shorter than 5 minutes anymore. But what I'd recommend to do is, especially if you're just getting started or you feel like you've maybe hit a bit of a plateau and don't know how to grow your channel, what I'd recommend to do is to do a mix of long and short form content, because what that means is that you're appealing to both types of audiences, but at the same time, in terms of that audience retention and watch time, if you only ever did your videos for, say, every video you ever did was 3 minutes, you're hoping that you have that audience retention for the entire 3 minutes. Whereas if you did videos that were 3 minutes and then videos that were say 15 minutes, you're opening the opportunity for that watch time to be increased, for that audience retention to be increased, rather than limiting yourself to 3 minutes only. So definitely, I would say a mix of both long and short form content. But like I was saying in the presentation, look at your analytics, find out what your audience likes, find out when they're online, because that's something also that in terms of that, how many videos should I do per week? That's one thing to also keep in mind as well, is that in order to get the highest level of potential engagement when your video first goes live, you want to have it scheduled or manually post it when you know your audience is online. And that is some statistics that you can find within your analytics. Let me see. I think maybe one. last one maybe, I'll double check, but from Zoom. Should my company put more time and effort into creating YouTube shorts or long form videos? What's funny is you can actually do both. So you can create long form content. So say, taking it back to the cookery school, say that they had a long form video and it was a full blown recipe. You could take 60-second clips from that video and share them as little insights, but also trailers to promote that main video. So definitely I would look into terms of doing both. It also kind of depends on what you want your channel to be. You know, if you're wanting to be a more of an information hub, I would say probably more so long form content, but at the same time, I wouldn't restrict you or tell you to not do short form or like YouTube shorts at all, because YouTube shorts has seen a massive elevation in terms of engagement, you know, how people use it. So I definitely would say, you know, that you want to keep that going. I'll just double check if that's all of our questions. I think that might be it. But what we can do is, if there are any questions that we haven't answered, we drop them in the comments in our LinkedIn post, and we'll reply to them after and give you any information that you need. But I hope you've enjoyed this webinar. If you did, we would love to hear some feedback from you. If you would, we love a Google review just to hear your feedback on how you felt these webinars have been, if they've been helpful for you. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll jump on after this and reply to some of them, or one of our team will. And then we hope to see you then in our next webinar. Actually, on that, we are proud to announce that we are running an AI webinar for businesses in January. It's free and it's online. So you'll find, I will pin that event to the top of our channel, our LinkedIn channel just after this webinar. So if you'd like to sign up, it's free. All you have to do is just register your name, and you can select your own schedule for the talks that you want to hear. But have a lovely rest of your day and weekend, and we'll see you next time.